Men who lured schoolgirl, 15, into van and live streamed sick footage of her being sexually abused, while one orally raped her are spared jail. 3 men who committed sexual offenses against a 15-year-old schoolgirl have all been spared jail after she was groomed online, lured into a van, and orally raped while footage of her being abused was live-streamed. Michael Linfoot, 24, Callum Hesketh, 24, and Thomas Ray, 24, all of Chorley in Greater Manchester, were all convicted of offences in 2018 on Thursday. According to police, the girl was originally messaged by Hesketh on social media in April 2018 and asked for a threesome, which she declined. Over the next few weeks, he continued to call and message her and persuaded her to pose in different sexual positions while he masturbated. 2 months later, on June 16th, the victim and her friend got a lift with Hesketh and Linfoot, who were both 18 at the time, in Linfoot's van, and the pair drove them to Rivington in exchange for alcoholic drinks. After the girl's friends stepped outside to take a phone call, police say Hesketh began having sex with the victim while Linfoot orally raped her at the same time. Shockingly, Hesketh began recording the acts on his phone and live-streamed them on social media, commenting, "Gangbang out here." The victim told police she then heard Hesketh speaking on the phone before 3 more men arrived, and one, Ray, approached the van and orally raped her. The men then drove the 2 girls to Adlington and purchased them a bottle of wine. At Liverpool Crown Court, Michael Linfoot, Callum Hesketh, and Thomas Ray, all from Chorley, were each allowed to walk free from court after being given suspended sentences. All 3 men pleaded guilty to sexual offenses at a previous hearing. Linfoot was convicted of 1 count of sexual activity with a child under the age of 16 in Rivington in 2018. He has been sentenced to 11 months in prison, suspended for 12 months. Ray was convicted of 1 count of sexual activity with a child under the age of 16 in Rivington in 2018. He has been sentenced to 11 months in prison, suspended for 12 months. Callum Hesketh was convicted of sending sexualized social media messages to the victim and 1 count of making indecent videos of a child in Rivington 2018. He was sentenced to 8 months in prison, suspended for 12 months. A police statement described the horror. They drove to Rivington and parked the van where the victim's friend received a phone call and stepped outside the vehicle. Meanwhile, Hesketh began to have sex with the victim, and Linfoot took his penis from his trousers and orally raped her at the same time. While this was happening, Hesketh recorded the sex acts on his mobile phone and sent them out via a broadcast option on a social media platform with a caption, "Gangbang out here." The victim heard Hesketh talking on his mobile phone, and a short while later 3 more men arrived on motorbikes. One of the men, Thomas Ray, approached the van and removed his penis from his trousers and orally raped the victim. Detective Constable Robert Booth of Greater Manchester Police said, "Thanks to the bravery of the victim in coming forward and putting her trust in us, we were able to bring these men to justice. It must have been very difficult for her to have to sit through interviews and come to terms with what these men subjected her to, but I hope today's result gives her a sense of justice. I would like to reach out to victims of rape and sexual abuse that have not yet come forward to let them know that we are here for you. We will support you and work with you at your own pace when you are ready, no matter the passage of time. Finally, I would like to send a clear message to any perpetrators of sexual abuse that we will not tolerate this abhorrent behavior, and we will bring you to justice." The next story is a real-life nightmare.
A Marine corporal and recruiter in Grand Rapids could face up to life in prison after police say he entered a Plainfield Township home over the weekend and repeatedly stabbed an 11-year-old girl.
News 8's Byron Tollefson is live outside the 63rd District Courthouse, where his arraignment just wrapped up. Byron?
Emily and Rick, we should warn you all that the details in this story are very disturbing. According to court documents, 24-year-old Ricardo Castillo admitted that his intent was to break into that home and kill the entire family. According to court documents here, for the last 9 months, Castillo has been a recruiter for the Marine Corps in Grand Rapids. This afternoon, he was arraigned on several felony charges, including assault with intent to murder, first-degree home invasion, and assault with intent to commit criminal sexual conduct. Bond was set at $2 million cash. Around 3 o'clock Saturday morning in a home on Ella Terrace Court in Plainfield Township, deputies say that Castillo entered the house and found 2 girls sleeping. They say he repeatedly stabbed an 11-year-old girl in her left arm and her shoulder, causing her to need surgery. The victim was reportedly friends with the other girl and was staying the night at her house for a sleepover. The homeowner, her friend's father, reportedly confronted the Marine and held him at gunpoint until deputies arrived and arrested him. Law enforcement believes the home was unlocked. The girl was hospitalized for her injuries, and she was last listed in stable condition. The sheriff's office said Saturday morning that this attack appeared to have been completely random, but a source tells News 8 that aspect of the case remains under investigation. Here's what Judge Sarah Smolensky told the Marine this afternoon.
This is as big as it gets. This case, it's as scary as it gets. It's as horrific as it gets. And it puts all of us in a fear zone like no other.
Coming up at 5, we'll take a look at Castillo's history with the Marines. For now, live in Grand Rapids Township, Byron Tollefson, News 8.
A Marine Corps recruiter broke into a Michigan home and stabbed an 11-year-old girl who was at a sleepover in a shocking crime that a judge called as horrific as it gets. On Saturday around 3 a.m., a homeowner called 911 and said that Ricardo Perez Castillo, 24, was in his daughter's room with her friend who had just been attacked by the intruder, according to an affidavit. The father initially found the knife-wielding maniac in the kitchen of his home in Plainfield Charter Township, about 28 minutes outside of Grand Rapids. The quick-thinking dad held the suspect at gunpoint until police arrived. Home surveillance footage showed the creep entering the home before taking off his shoes, pants, and socks, the court documents said. The suspect later told detectives that he planned to break into the house and kill the entire family and have sex with the stab victim's dead body. Pictured, the home he broke into. Castillo was then seen grabbing a knife from a kitchen drawer, dressed in only a t-shirt and underwear, before walking up the stairs to the girl's room. He later told detectives that he planned to break into the house and kill the entire family and have sex with the victim's dead body, court documents said. This case, it's as scary as it gets. It's as horrific as it gets, and it puts all of us in a fear zone like no other, District Judge Sarah J. Smolensky said during Castillo's arraignment on Monday. Prior to stabbing the young girl, authorities said that the Marine Corps recruiter broke into another home in the 100 block of Oak Street. The owner of that home found Castillo in his kitchen before telling him to get out. On his way out of the home, Castillo told the homeowner he should always be armed. At the second house, Castillo allegedly told investigators that once he got upstairs, he tried to enter other bedrooms, but they were locked. He then explained how he moved onto the master bedroom, where he saw the homeowners asleep in bed. Castillo decided to move on to look for an easier target, he told police. He then stumbled upon the girl's room, where he took off his underwear, climbed on top of the 11-year-old, and started stabbing her. Both the girl and her friend woke up and started screaming, causing Castillo to stop. Once police arrived at the scene, the homeowner was holding Castillo at gunpoint, while a bloody knife sat next to him. This case, it's as scary as it gets. It's as horrific as it gets, and it puts all of us in a fear zone like no other, District Judge Sarah J. Smolensky said during Castillo's arraignment on Monday. The girl suffered multiple stab wounds which required surgery. Her current condition is unknown. Boy, this is a helpless victim. A kid should be innocent. A kid shouldn't have to worry about stuff like this, Kent County Prosecutor Christopher Becker said. But it does occur, and I can't say it never happened before, and it's clearly happened here now, and it probably won't be the last one either. Castillo's heinous crimes are believed to be the result of a random attack, the Kent County Sheriff's Office said. At this point, it appears to be initially random, Kent County Sheriff's Office Under Sheriff Brian Muir told WZZM 13. And again, that lengthy part of the investigation will go back more into the details behind how this happened and why it happened at this residence. But at this point, we don't have any connection to lead the subject that was responsible for the assault to this residence, Muir added. Castillo was charged with 1 count of assault with intent to murder, 1 count of first-degree home invasion, 1 count of assault with intent to commit criminal sexual conduct involving penetration, and 1 count of carrying a weapon with unlawful intent. He also faces 1 count of illegal entry for the first home he broke into on Saturday morning, Becker's office said. Castillo could face 90 days in jail or be fined $500 if he is convicted for that charge. For his other charges, he could face life in jail and more than $7,000 in fines. Smolensky, who was visibly disturbed by Castillo's actions and further confessions during the investigation, suggested that the suspect speak to his attorney about his big cases. That is how serious this court takes all of these charges, and we want to make sure you're monitored if there's any chance you're released from jail, the judge added. Smolensky set Castillo's bond at $2 million and ordered that he have no contact with any of the victims involved. He is expected back in court on June 26. Smolensky set Castillo's bond at $2 million and ordered that he have no contact with any of the victims involved. He is expected back in court on June 26. Pictured, Castillo during his arraignment on Zoom. Officer Muir urged residents to practice safe nightly routines in their home even if they think they live in a secure area. Lock your doors, lock your cars, just double-check windows. Make sure your home is as safe as possible, he said. This was a completely random act from what we believe right now, and these things don't happen very often, but they can. So we just ask for you to do everything on your part to keep yourself safe. The U.S. Marine Corps recruiting station in Lansing confirmed that Castillo served as an infantryman and canvassing recruiter. During his service, Castillo received the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Award and the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, WZZM 13 reported. We are deeply saddened by the tragic incident that occurred. The Marine Corps is fully cooperating with the Kent County Sheriff's Office in this matter, the U.S. Marine Corps said in a statement. The incident is currently under investigation by authorities, and it would be premature to speculate on the details of the investigation at this time. Our hearts go out to the victim's family and loved ones during this incredibly difficult time, it added. What do you think about these incidents? Write your thoughts in the comments.